Okay, we are live. All right, we're live. Okay, day two.
Day two.
Day two. Here
This is
we
becoming a
are.
thing. We're back in action. So
So we're here. We're at the Marriott Marquis, which is
meetings are taking place.
exec meetings and a bunch
A
of.
lot of the Microsoft AI Cloud Partner Program content took place here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then a lot of some of the marketplace stuff took place here. So I think all of the business related stuff is all here, and all the exec meetings are all here too. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they've got a whole. It's got the underground, the Yerba Buena thing, and
Yeah.
it's got a whole bunch of. It's like built into Moscone almost. Yeah. So I guess Chip Rodgers here, Asher Matthew,
Yep.
and
Usuals. We're back trying to elevate partnerships wherever we go. So the highlights for today, right? So the Justin kicked the day off, and damn, there were a lot of LEDs in that Chase Center today. I mean, it was packed,
yeah.
and
And it was all over. It was like hanging all over the place, and it was amazing.
very
Yeah.
well done. And then just the keynote, I think, was very well done. It was like 2 hour keynote, but
They did a lot of demos and live demos. That was incredible. Yeah.
they were
Yeah.
gonna really do a show and tell versus just talk about stuff. And so the whole concept of taking the future of work as the pillar and then extrapolating from there, I think was really well done.
Yeah.
Especially the point where they said, let's bring the AI back now, or let's start focusing on that. I was like, oh, that's pretty good and pretty timely, right? Because we know that 90% of pilots are failing, and the reason is why because they're not they're pilots. They're not actually part of the workflow or the essential workflow. And so
And they have challenges with data
Yeah.
as well, like really having good data quality. That's a lot of times where the failures are. And
Well, the other interesting thing from the keynote was that as Microsoft turned on what they're calling Agent 365, I believe, they realized that they have more agents than they actually knew themselves, which I think is a scary thought for a lot of people, right? But just managing the agents that are being rolled out, making sure that they're following governance, making sure that they're following all the compliance and policies and stuff like that, I think is important. Um,
there was a lot of, I mean, just the work IQ, and Foundry IQ with really all those tech, and they were demonstrating all that stuff. It was very cool.
I think the smart move that Microsoft did is become the aggregator for all the models. I think that's
Anthropic.
Yeah.
That was a big announcement. That's very cool.
Yeah, so now they have both OpenAI and Anthropic, which I think gives them coverage of pretty much all the business AI that's out there today.
Yeah.
But I think that was actually a pretty solid move on their part to bring together.
And from a partnership standpoint,
Well, the thing is,
very strong.
I think first is like the product, right? So the product strategy is pretty strong because they want to become the model router, right? That was amazing. Also amazing was their own app builder was a pretty good product announcement. Also, I didn't realize that their president of products, or I think president of AI, I think she's like maybe 45 years old or something like that, 42 or 45 years old. She
Is
was,
that Asha?
yeah,
Yeah.
she's on the board of Home Depot. I had no idea. It was very interesting. And then there was another guy. So it definitely felt like the top leadership at the company is actually much younger now than it has been. Now, I'm not saying that there's like a ageist thing. I'm just saying that they're bringing the leaders in that are a little bit more of a mirror image of the buyer that's out there today.
Well, and
Thinking like that.
they're also they're moving up in the organization, and they're becoming leaders. And
These people.
it's like you can't be an EVP until you've been a
Yeah.
director, VPs, I mean, like you got to, and so it takes time to kind of work through the organization.
Well, but like becoming a president of a like top 7 company at 40 years old, I think it's not just you're not just working up the org, you're getting picked to like lead something, and then you definitely have displayed and demonstrated the ability. And I think Acha took a couple companies public, so then definitely she has this track record of like delivering world class products, right? So like that type of makeup is hard work, a lot of luck. right? And so that was very interesting to see. Um, then definitely the partner opportunity alongside the product opportunity is very interesting. And I do believe that the resellers that are out in the market have an opportunity to become services companies. Like they can actually add value added services. But I think with all of the agent building and the app creating, like these services companies can actually become product companies. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
And we've been talking about this, at least in the partner ecosystem, for a couple of years now, that the
This
services companies,
because they're creating their own IP and then they want to productize it. Like,
and what's a software company, I think is about to explode, right? Because the tools, I mean, if they're demoing them, the tools are actually there. Um,
the other thing that's interesting is that a lot of people are like, this is really an opportunity for a lot of the AI specific, consulting firms.
Yeah.
Because people are really looking for that guidance and that leadership.
There's definitely like the impact of agents, I think is going to become a thing, right? Like, because today we do partner impact, right? But tomorrow we're going to do agent impact and see the agents that partners have built. What's the impact of those guys versus the agents that the citizen developers have built, which are people inside the company, right? So now you have like, it's like agent palooza basically, right? So then just showing the tools that you can use to give to IT and developers and around security and observability. Like, again, these are not things that like I have depth in, but it was great to see that you kind of start from like the user and then kind of go towards the how the infrastructure gets built so that you can measure, monitor, and manage this software that's being created.
Yeah. Well, and it was interesting how in some of the demos they showed, Copilot just like, hey, you got an issue, you got a security issue, you got something broken, and it's just like Copilot goes in and you're able to sort of set that off, and it goes in.
Integrated into just Office, I think it's amazing. Like the Office suite is definitely one of the crown jewels, right? That Microsoft has. So
well, that was the other thing is,
integrated.
and
then you can use whatever
PowerPoint, Word, Excel, like built right into Copilot. Yeah.
So that was awesome. And then definitely, if you talk about the cloud AI partner program, is going through some revisions around just like different skills that are needed and designations that are needed for companies to be frontier AI certified. And I think there's just lots of skilling that partners have to do. Now, the thing that's interesting is like, well, there's a lot of talk about all of this suite. So Microsoft is selling their partners, which at some level you can say 20-25% of the info is lost. And then the partners have to go tell the customers. So you're kind of like looking at like somewhere between 20 to 40% of information just lost in translation, right? So it'll be interesting now to see like how quickly and how efficiently and how effectively can Microsoft land this message. Because I think the frontier firm messaging is a pretty awesome, I mean, as a CMO, it's pretty good narrative, right?
Yeah.
So how does this now land in the marketplace through the partners is going to be interesting to see.
Yeah. Well, and there's just so much opportunity, with marketplace and like just.
So that was another interesting thing. So the marketplace becomes like not just a marketplace, but like an exchange and a hub actually for all the models. Like the software is deployed there first, and then it is distributed through this storefront interface.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that was pretty cool, and looks like the marketplace team is getting a lot more resources. And they're getting folded and getting ready for scale because I think they were in incubation mode for a little bit. Yeah.
Well, so we're
60% of the launch partners are PL members, so for the marketplace. I just got to put that plug out there. We're definitely doing something right. And then the other interesting thing that at least that I saw, this lady, Regina Manfredi, who's the GM of North America for Software One. She kind of said something very interesting on stage. She was like, Leo, it kind of feels like a lot of partner leaders are not vetting which types of partners they actually should go after. And I thought that was really smart, right? Because even when partnership leaders, like when we do training, we don't do IPP first.
Yeah.
We do joint value proposition first. We talk about like what are all the joint value propositions you need to deliver an outcome to the customer, and based on that, you should figure out your ideal partner profile.
Yeah. Well, and it also goes back to quality over quantity, right? You're not just trying to churn and bring a bunch of partners on.
There is some talk even amongst the platform companies that I met about slimming down their partner ecosystem. Definitely.
Yeah.
Now, how they do it is very different. Like, I mean, there's a very uh, formal way of doing it, and then there's a very informal way of doing it, right? Like I've seen them both, and they're both effective. But there's definitely talk about like slimming down partners so that you can focus on the ones that are delivering both product and growth goals,
Yeah.
And then you make these smart investments and grow your companies.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. A very interesting day.
Yeah. Great day.
I would definitely say that like going to somebody else's conference versus putting your own conference that you're putting on is definitely a different experience.
A lot easier.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Less stressful. Let's put it that way.
Well, I think I've gone to more sessions and had more conversations at this event than I would say even at a Catalyst, because at Catalyst we're kind of running around with all the logistics and stuff.
Make sure everything's
I think
working.
it's working fine. Yeah, so I totally have more empathy for everybody that comes to Catalyst just based on this event. Yeah.
Well, fantastic.
Cool. All right.
Asher,
That was another solid video from the Chip and Asher show. We'll keep bringing you insights back from this week. And
yeah, every day.
Like, where did you end up going last?
It was good. I was at the Tackle, at Crayon, and yeah. So that was it. But then
Go to the Power Partner Masters party at the.
I didn't see that. Yeah, with a Justin Slagle thing. No, I didn't. I did somehow I didn't.
Well, that was the Partnership Leaders Party. I'm like, no, that's not the Partnership Leaders Party. But it's cool that you think that. Yeah.
I mean, tonight there's Amplitude, AvePoint, Databricks. I think is tonight. Yeah, there's a bunch going on. So
Cool. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'll see you tomorrow. We can compare notes. I'll be in bed.
all right, thanks everybody. We'll see you later.
All right. I'm gonna go eat with Tampa real quick. 'Cause I